Hello, I'm Landis, and welcome back to the long dark Wintermute. Alright, so we worked out what we did wrong. We can actually manually save this time. And I realised in the last episode I missed some papers that were quite obvious, but we've got them now, don't worry about that. Now, let's go see if all this crap we picked up is enough to make her happy. Alright. So obviously want to be a little bit quick here, because the longer you spend in an area, the more likely wolves are to spawn around it. I'm not sure if it's an actual thing or if it's just something I've noticed. But wolves do seem a lot happier to spawn after a day or so of sitting still. How do you feel about that? Oh, not great. There's something I forgot to do, which we're going to go do now. Which of course is rather silly of me to forget. I should probably drop these. Keep one for sort of attracting the wolves should they decide to get frisky. And we'll drop you. Okay, now we don't smell as much. I'm still tracking too much weight. Right. I mean, I assume I can store stuff in her house without it pissing her off. We'll test with something inconsequential soon enough. Right. So you're a house. You're a house, and you're not a house. Oh, it's getting late. Ooh,
too heavy.
Some leather. What we're really after is the woods. Well, I'll leave the actually, we should probably take it. We'll select it up to the maximum and then press the just take all button, because apparently that's how my brain works.
Can't have too much water.
We can't have too much water, don't worry about that. Yay. Fantastic.
Is it food or?
Yeah. That's pretty good quality. What I need is a load of bad quality stuff that I can give her. Don't really want to be giving the good stuff away. I get some books. I can't chop you. It's open for something to chop.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Okay, we can chop you. 38 minutes. Should be okay. In theory. Try and hit the other house. Seem to be walking slow. Is it because of the weather or? No, we are reaching capacity. We really need a inventory sort. Nice, there's a lot of wood there. Anything good? Oh,
Keep the lamp.
Lots of weight. Okay, this might be a bad idea. But 4 for half an hour. And a paper. Okay, that should be enough.
All this gear is slowing me down.
Well, we'll be fine as long as we don't run into a wolf. Which is sadly more of a possibility than I'd like to admit. Keep the high ground. Okay, okay. Right, so we want 9. How much is one of you? 0.5. Four more. Wow, you don't give shit. How much is a stick? Right, so we need 0.8. And I didn't pay attention to how much one stick was. Okay, just need 7 sticks. Done. Nice.
So, the outsider returns. You're already doing better than the others. You found the fuel. But did you find any answers?
No, we didn't go far.
All I've found are wolves, bad weather, and an empty town.
It's just as I told you. They're all gone.
Yay, if you trust me more.
What really happened here? Seems like people were here recently. Where did they go? Why didn't they call for help or just drive out?
The power went out. Who knows the reason? People started to get cold, hungry. They panicked, started to talk crazy. Others walked here from the highway. Some belonged here. Others were outsiders, like you.
Did anyone see a woman? Brown hair, would have had a tan jacket, scarf with birds on it. Possibly injured.
There was an outsider woman. I heard her pass through. She wasn't alone. There were angry voices and... But the storm was too loud.
Voices?
I lost the voices, and I couldn't get them back. Never mind. You did well with the fuel. Now do the same with food, or I won't last the winter.
Wow, she's needy. Also, if the first Aurora that happened was the one that got us in the plane, which we established through earlier story, how did everybody manage to flee and the town end up so bad in such a quick period of time, unless we were unconscious for a week or two in the plane crash? It doesn't seem to add up. Is there anyone else left in town? After the lights went out, a blizzard blew in, people got scared, were afraid of being trapped, or more trapped. They panicked. Some left to see what they could discover from the outside. And what did they find out? They didn't come back. Surely someone will come looking. Someone will send help. Search and rescue, the military, the government. To Milton? No. You don't think help is coming? We needed help 10 years ago, during the collapse, when you mainlanders were sitting pretty and the others raped our island. Took what they wanted. We needed help 10 years ago, and it didn't come then. Why would it come now? That was a long time ago. Things are different now. Ha! Not for us. Not for Great Bear. Not for Grey Mother. Keep calling me mainlander, why? You're an outsider, mainlander. You're one of them. You don't belong here. Right, but I mean, you sound angry about it. Years ago, when the collapse happened, we lost everything. Young people didn't understand how dependent we'd become. Some people may have accepted dependence on the mainland, but I don't want the scraps from your table. I guess I don't know that much about the history. I'm not surprised. You mainlanders have always been focused on your own story. Okay, so she don't like us. Can you tell me more about the angry voices you heard? It was windy. The blizzard was already waking up. But I heard yelling. A scream. Later, I heard from the gossips that someone had passed through town in the night. More than one person. A woman and some men. One of the men was found. Found? They found him dead the next morning. And the woman? The one whose voice you heard? I'm not sure. The voices were thin. Far. The blizzard was waking up. Soon there was only wind and darkness. The scream. Could it have been the woman? I don't know. I don't remember. It's all cloudy now. Okie dokie. That wasn't that helpful. So I hate to ask, but food? The town. It's abandoned. They've left me to starve. I'll need food to survive this. Survive until what? I'll worry about that. You worry about finding me food to keep me alive. But what if people come back? Won't I be taking what they need to survive? You mean stealing? Maybe so. But it's fair. They stole from me all these years, and now it's their turn. What did they steal from you? Never mind that. Food. Find me food. Ransack the gas station on the edge of town. There's always food there. Owner has a special supplier from the mainland. You're a mainlander, so stealing should come naturally. Ooh, that's racist. Or, if you're feeling guilty, bring me only what nature has to offer. It'll be more work, but maybe you'll sleep better at night. I'll see what I can do. Take the pry bar from the shed if you haven't already. You might need it to get into some of the more stubborn places. Okay. A town like Milton, where do supplies come from? The mainland, of course, where else? I don't know, local stuff, farms, producers on the island? Those days are in the past. We became dependent on the mainland just like you wanted us to. Then, when things collapsed, you cut us off. Until you found things you could take, things you could sell to the others, the ones in the south. Some tried farming, but times were hard for everyone back then. Still are. You aren't the only ones to have suffered. In the cities? Bah! The cities. You got what you deserved. You get no sympathy from Grey Mother. Okay, she's not very nice. God, how much stuff is there to read? You said there were others. Other outsiders? Crawled in after the night with the lights. I heard them. Murmurs in town. I still had ears in town. The gossips. They were scared. Some were from the highways. Said there were others, already frozen, already dead. They stayed here in town? Schoolhouse. The old schoolhouse. Still had a coal stove. They slept in the schoolhouse. Waiting. Waiting for? Mercy. They found it. I don't understand. You'll understand when you find it. Oh, what did you do, naughty girl? So, story is what we've done. Okay. I'm warming up, now I'm hungry. You wouldn't let an old woman starve, would you? You wouldn't abandon me like the others. Get me some food, fill my pantry, then we'll talk more. I'm on it. Get to it, outsider. I can't move. Where's rabbit skin? Come here, old lady. Ooh, take it. I mean, hello. Trust. I want some trust. What would you like to talk about? Got some stuff to give you. Have a rabbit pelt. Have a rishi mushroom. Have my bandage. Take all my sticks. Plus 71, nice. 76. Ooh, did I unlock stuff? I think I unlocked stuff. Did I unlock 3 things? Oh wow. Lots of reading. Let's start with sharpening. Pilot like you probably lived a pretty comfortable life. I mean, better than most people. No worse. Out here, people understand the value of hard work, good tools, and working with their hands. I can handle myself. We'll see. They say the most important tool out here is a good hatchet or knife. But keeping them sharp is the secret. I'll keep that in mind. How's that a bloody helpful thing? Okay, Milton history. So, the outsider wants to know more about Milton. Yeah, I'm curious about what happened here. To understand Milton, you must become Milton. No, wait. To understand Milton, you have to understand the collapse. I mean, I know about the quakes. We experienced them too on the mainland. Not like this, you didn't. Okay. Collapsing. You mentioned the collapse a couple of times. I know it's been rough, but you can't imagine it, mainlander. We were already on our knees. I'd like to understand how it affected Milton and other areas more. I had no idea. Exactly. Let me tell you how it was. Okay then. Seriously? That didn't give me very much. That was just like you avoiding the bloody... knowledge about things. Okay. Places. Ah, holy shit. We'll read that in a second. For now, we need to start dealing with our weight issue. Now, what in here wants to take food? It's you. 8,000. Is that based off of calories? 300 it is. I mean, I'm gonna need most of this shite myself. Doing for food and drink is quite late. Oh, let's pop a bed and get some sleep. That needs repairing as well. You don't mind if I sleep in your house, do you? I didn't think so. Oh, can I make a cup of tea on your stove? Would that be okay? Just one. Thank you. Much appreciated. That'll probably do. Okay, still got a bit of time, so I'm going to have a quick fiddle with the inventory. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so that should be us pretty much set. We need to head out and get some food. Keep our Crane Mother happy. Which means probably heading to the garage, because that's where she requested. I mean, I'm not entirely sure we can get there safely, but we're going to go for it. Keeping an eye out for the old wolves. And keeping an eye on the doors to see which ones we can quickly run back to. Oh yeah, there was something back here, wasn't there? This one? We'll deal with it later when it's not quite so stormy. Now we're walking into the storm. Okay, so it's very cold. We're walking into an open area we know is normally full of wolves. We're walking into the wind, which is technically a good thing. This means our scent is being blown behind us. Although, we don't have much scent anyway. What's that there? I can't see what's over there. Our view is quite restricted. Fuck. Well, there's at least a wolf about, we saw it. Joy. Wolves seem a little tamer. Well, a little tamer than what we're used to. Nice of them to leave us a crowbar just in case. Okay.
This'll come in handy.
Also, storm lamp. Should be nice because we've got 5 litres of bloody petrol back home. Yay, water. Now we can retire. This box isn't normally here. That strikes me as odd. You're supposed to be a great supplier.
I wonder if this is any good to eat.
Actually, that is pretty good there. So she can have anything that's low. She can have all the salty crackers, because they'll be useful. She's not having my dog food. My dog food.
Is it food or?
It is. It's just not for us. I'm going to stop picking up papers because I don't need them anymore. I mean, it wasn't our home for long, but we did spend a decent amount of time here. Ooh. Information found on the notice board. General notice to Orca gas locations on Great Bear Island. As we're no longer in a position to ensure adequate and timely supply deliveries from our mainland distribution centres, we regret to inform you that we must reduce the frequency of our supply deliveries to once per quarter. As such, we are relaxing our restrictions on using local suppliers. This applies to our remote locations only. All Orca gas stations located on the mainland must continue to source their merchandise from approved providers. Money grabbing bastards. Okay. Give me all the food.
Excellent.
Gets excited over the littlest things, doesn't he? But yeah, there should be more than enough to feed her here. No! Ah, I can go through the glass. Nice. $6 for milk. Damn. I mean, I don't know if that is roughly the price, but it sounds like a lot.
I could use this.
We could use this. We could turn it into coffee, which would then give you calories, and we could give it to the old lady. Wow. $1.99 for water. Better off taking it from that toilet. Med box.
This stuff will come in handy.
Yep, because she wants bandages, which means cloth is a fantastic thing right now. So things like socks now are going to be worth their weight in gold. I thought that was a cupboard. Right, we're overweight. Wish there was a jump. I'll take you.
Hope I can still eat this.
You say it like you've got a choice. If I give it to you, you're eating it.
Something's gotta go.
Check that in a minute. Oh, nice. Free leather. Yeah, the way they were talking about this being stealing,
Could be good to drink.
a little funny considering how much stuff we've taken in the Let's Play. Kind of just ransacked everywhere without a second thought. And now, kind of is just, yeah, stealing, isn't it?
What have we here?
You actually look better than the one we got. You're coming with us. And I'm taking down this box because I'm pretty sure this wasn't here. Must have been. Oh well. Can we run? Yes. We've probably got enough food to finish her off. Oh. This is a bad idea. But don't open that, get in there. Now let's have a read. Finish on a read. Some world building. We've got no knowledge about people, no knowledge about things. And this is just the tutorials we've been having. So this one. The town of Milton. Founded in 1911 during the early rush to mine coal in the surrounding mountains. Milton went through a boom-burst cycle throughout the 1900s, at one point peaking at about 1,000 residents. In the 2000s, it sailed into the hundreds, and post-collapse, the population has struggled to remain in the low double digits. Originally built along a supply route from the coastline leading into the interior, the old dirt path was replaced by a paved highway in 1960. Its location about halfway between Port Mary and the interior mountains gave it a natural advantage as a convenient stopping-off point for fuel and supplies for miners, loggers, mill workers, and campers from the mainland. A dynamic that fueled the town's growth as the island's economy boomed in the 1980s. However, the construction of the Great Bear Highway, aka Highway 15, meant travellers could easily bypass Milton on their way north, which in many ways triggered the gradual decline of Milton's importance as a gateway town. This decline was exaggerated even more in the post-collapse economic environment, where very few travellers or resource workers had reason to visit Great Bear. Eventually, apart from a few stalwarts and old-timers with deep roots in the area, Milton became, for all intents and purposes, a ghost town. Should it say the decline was exaggerated? Doesn't it mean exacerbated? Yeah, I think that's the wrong word. It shouldn't be exaggerated. It should be exacerbated. If anyone knows the devs, let them know about that. Unless people pretended it was worse than it was after the collapse, maybe exaggerated would be right. History of the collapse. Part 1. In the mid-20s... You're supposed to say that. In the mid-20XX. In the mid-20s, the ongoing global economic crisis fueled by continued political instability in the US and Europe contributing to increasing volatility in the financial markets led to the sudden, catastrophic collapse of the Canadian and in general the North American banking system. This immediately rendered Canadian currency worthless, triggered superinflation of the US dollar, and all trade and economic activity promptly shifted to the Chinese yuan, or cryptocurrencies, a la Bitcoin. Crippled economically. Canada was bought under the financial oversight of the North American Economic Zone, which positioned Canada as a kind of protectorate of a larger US-based economy bloc. Well, basically the EU. From this point onward, the majority of economic activity became centralized on Canada's already densely urbanized population, with smaller rural and remote communities being essentially cut off. Without a local economic lifeline, many of these communities had become dependent on for their continued existence. Most rural or remote communities became hollowed out as people fled to urban areas in search of greater economic stability. That explains why the towns are so beaten up and run down, even if it's only been a day or two after the actual Aurora. Because the Aurora didn't cause the dilapidation. It's just something that happened years after it started. If you enjoyed this video, then tickle the like button, perhaps subscribe and check out the rest of the channel. Why not join us on the Facebook, Twitter, Discord and Patreon? Links are in the description and rolling through the credits right now. I've been Landis, this has been The Long Dark. Thank you very much, and see you soon. A lot of fucking reading in that one.